Inside the Cardinal Playbook resumes, and joining us is head men's and women's soccer coach Jefferson Roblee. It seems maybe a little bit weird to talk about soccer in the spring, but you're busy in the spring. Can you tell us what the men's and women's soccer teams are up to here?
Well, we're always busy. Always have things to do, and the players are always working hard, staying fit. We're now in the middle of our spring soccer season, which is just an exhibition season. We don't practice as much as we do in the fall, and we also don't have as many games as we do in the fall,
Sure.
But we're allowed 5 dates to play games. And we actually had a game scheduled in March. It got snowed out, actually.
Imagine that.
And now we start April, and we have games every weekend in April.
Okay, so it is, I think people are familiar with, for instance, spring football practice. Is it
Right.
similar to that?
Very similar, very similar. We have a few more dates where we can play. American football just plays against each other, I think, on their spring date where we get to play outside competition.
Right, and who have you played, who have you scheduled, and how's that gone?
We were actually going to play Columbia College. It got snowed out on the women's side. And then on the women's side, we just played Benedictine. We're going to play Avila on April 14th. On April 21st, we will play against FC Kansas City Reserves, the new women's professional team in Kansas City.
Right.
And then we'll have our alumni game after that. On the men's side, we were going to play Drury and Missouri State. It got snowed out.
Sure.
And then we played Graceland. We just played Graceland. We will play Avila. Then we'll go to UMKC to play a lot of schools in Kansas City, including UMKC. I think it's UMKC, Benedictine, Mid-American Nazarene. And then we'll have our alumni game.
Well, let's talk about this weekend's game. Let's start with the women, and for people that don't know, your twin brother Lincoln coaches at Benedictine. And is that a bloodbath, even in anything like that? Is it competitive, or how does it work?
You know, back when we were both, when William Jewell was an NAIA school and Benedictine was an NAIA school, it was really a game that I don't think either one of us, we enjoyed it, but it wasn't a game as much because you kind of, whoever got the lesser of it, it kind of felt bad for the other guy, maybe a little bit as well. And this past game, in a spring game, everyone's going to play, and it's going to be a good game. And they are, we actually had mirror seasons to each other. We were in Division II, they were in NAIA, and both our teams made the national tournaments and did really well. So we knew we were going to have a good game, and it wasn't as bad because in a spring game.
Right. 4-1 the win for you guys, though. Who played well?
Everyone really played well. Everyone played well. I think we had 20 players playing in the game, and everyone got a lot of minutes, and it was really good. We had goals from Olivia Dykes, Mackenzie Kellogg, Sarah Franklin, and Leah Maxwell all scored goals. So it's a good day, and got a shutout. I'm sorry, they did get a goal. They got a goal late. I'm sorry.
Okay. How about on the men's side? 1-0 win over Graceland, I believe, on Sunday.
Another good performance. We actually started 6 freshmen and 1 redshirt freshman in both halves against Graceland. So really 7 freshmen starting each half, and played really well. We lost on the women's side. We lost 3 seniors, all of which were starters. On the men's side, we lost 8 seniors, 6 of which were starters. So we had a lot of a new blood really playing in the game against Graceland, and I thought they played very well, performed well.
At this time of year in the spring, do you have a chance during matches to experiment, try people different positions, that kind of stuff? Tell us a little bit about that, if you would.
Well, you have a game plan going in, almost more so. You really more so than you have in as far as playing time and who's going to play where and when. In the spring, you can almost map it out, which players are going to go in, so everyone gets the experience. We had Spencer Bush, who's a freshman, for us play left wing in the first half, and I told him, you're going to play up top. In the second half, we're going to see you as a striker, and then he ended up scoring the goal.
Okay.
Whereas, you don't go into a regular season game saying, oh yeah, you're going to play this many minutes at this position, this many minutes at the other. You play and see how the game, where it takes you. So it was very good, and we had some players playing different positions and playing a lot more minutes than they're used to, and the guys really responded well.
Sarah Franklin going to play a little defense here in the spring, you think?
She could do a good job. She'd do a good job
I'm
of it
sure
if
she
she
could.
did. But right now, that's not in the plans. But
you never know.
But she could. She'd do a good job of it if she needed to.
She is going to be, for her senior year, obviously very noticeable for other teams. Does she take any preparation? Is she doing anything different preparing for her senior year?
Frankie just works really hard in becoming a better player all the time. And we have a lot of good players on the team. Everyone always will game plan to try and stop Frankie. But, we have a lot of other very good players on our team as well. So that we've got a lot of players they have to game plan for. So that's a good thing.
A new assistant coach this year for the Cardinals in soccer. Tell us about your new assistant, please.
Michael Clayton. He joined us about 3 weeks ago. Josh Howard, who was our assistant coach for the past 2 years, who did a very good job, is now the varsity head coach at Oak Park High School, has a teaching job, and is the girls varsity coach there. Michael Clayton replaces Josh, being the assistant coach for both the men's and women's team. I've known Michael for a while. I actually coached him in club soccer as a youth player. He was a very, very good player. Ironically, he went to Oak Park High School, where Josh Howard is now coaching. But Michael is a very good player, has a very good mind for the game, very good work ethic, sees talent very well, good communicator. He's going to be an excellent addition. He is an excellent addition to the staff and is already doing really good work.
Jefferson Roblee, thank you for joining us here on Inside the Cardinal Playbook, and we'll be back with more in a moment.